All right, guys, welcome to First and Goal. I'm your host, Lavo Rihanna, brought to you by Four Corner Sports. All right, guys, so yesterday we had the start of the NFL season, the opening game, the defending champs, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, against America's team, the Dallas Cowboys. And, guys, if this wasn't as big of a marquee game as it gets for the network, then I don't know what is, because you have Tom Brady, all right, the face of the NFL for the past 20 years, against America's team, the most popular team in pretty much in all sports, the Dallas Cowboys, and also the richest team in all sports, the Dallas Cowboys. Man, oh man, it lived up to the hype. It was actually a way better game than I even expected, and it went down to the wire as usual with most Tom Brady games and also most Dallas Cowboy games. But yes, guys, great game overall. What a way to start off the calendar year for the NFL. Buccaneers ended up winning 31-29. It came. Nobody ended up scoring, surprisingly, in the fourth quarter. No touchdowns outside of the two field goals that were kicked by both Greg Zuerlein and Ryan Suckup. But yeah, wow, it was a great game. I was watching the game as soon as I got out of work, and I'm like, wow. I was like, all right, let's see what everything happens. But we had a couple injuries. Key injury loss for Tampa Bay. Tampa ended up losing their cornerback Sean Murphy-Bunting, who ended up getting taken out of the game. I believe it was a dislocated elbow, if I'm not mistaken. Tried going for the tackle and then collides with, I believe it was Antoine Winfield Jr., who ends up trying to go for the tackle himself as well, but ends up catching the right elbow of Sean Murphy-Bunting. And that was a key loss. And then after that, Bruce Arians had to bring in Dean. I can't remember his first name, cornerback. And that's when Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys started to really expose the backup of Sean Murphy-Bunting by having Amari Cooper line up against him, and Amari Cooper went off, guys. Amari Cooper ended up going for 13 receptions for 139 yards and 2 touchdowns. He was averaging a reception of 10.7 yards per reception. That's pretty incredible stuff right there. CeeDee Lamb was the other component, the other receiver that ended up going for over 100, had 104 yards on 7 receptions, had 1 touchdown, and was averaging about 14.9, almost 15 yards per reception. So the 1-2 punch of CeeDee Lamb and Amari Cooper were going off. Michael Gallup, was having a decent game up until he ended up getting pulled out. I forgot the reason why exactly. We had a Dalton Schultz sighting. He had 6 receptions for 45 yards. Obviously, we know what to expect with the Tampa run defense, and they really didn't allow Ezekiel Elliott to do anything. 11 carries for 33 yards. I mean, it's really not on Zeke. It just shows how great that defense is by Todd Bowles, led by Todd Bowles, the defensive coordinator of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Not allowing Ezekiel Elliott to run buck wild. Yes, I know there was no Zach Martin because Zach Martin was in COVID protocols. But, man, oh, man, the game that Dak Prescott had, 42 completions on 50 passes, had over 400 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. But, yeah, guys, I mean, it was pretty much as good of a game as it was going to get for Dak Prescott against that defense. That defense, as in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who hit and dominated, Patrick Mahomes. Yes, one of my favorite players in the NFL, Patrick Mahomes, in the Super Bowl. So for, the Dallas Cowboys to put up 29 points against that type of a defense that Tampa Bay has, bringing back all 22 of their starters, both offense and defense, was pretty remarkable. But let's not forget, number 12, from Tampa Bay, Tom Brady. 32 completions, 50 yards, 379 yards passing with four touchdowns and 2 interceptions. Guys, honestly, those two interceptions, one of them was like a tip pass, if I'm not mistaken. I believe it was by Jordan Lewis. So Jordan Lewis was all over the place. I mean, the guy had like a fumble recovery, had a interception, if I'm not mistaken. That guy was he was all over the TV screen. Leonard Fournette, nine rushes for 32 yards. Okay, we kind of expect that. They were really distributing the run game with Leonard Fournette, Ronald Jones. We even saw Antonio Brown rush the ball for a carry of 6 yards. But Antonio Brown was phenomenal. This guy had 5 receptions, 121 yards receiving. Tom Brady threw a bomb, and Antonio Brown caught it. It looked like a home run pass. It looked like not a home run pass, but it looked like one of those passes that Brady ended up throwing to Moss back in the day, and they just have that great chemistry. I kind of regret not picking up Antonio Brown. In fantasy football, I had plenty of chances to get him, and I was thinking about it, but I'm like, I had Chris Godwin on my fantasy football team, and he did phenomenal. Chris Godwin, 9 receptions, 105 yards, 1 touchdown, but also had a very key fumble recovered by Jordan Lewis, like I had mentioned before. There was a pass, I believe it was like within 5 minutes or 6 minutes of the ball game, if I'm not mistaken, where Godwin ended up trying to get extra yardage. They were like inside of the 20-yard line. Godwin tried getting extra yardage, trying to get as close as possible to a touchdown. Gets tackled. Can't remember the guy who ended up tackling him. Jordan Lewis recovers it in the end zone, and yeah, it was just a key turnover for Dallas. But then Dallas ends up going for the field goal, and obviously, like I had mentioned before, Ryan Suckup goes for the field goal as well, which ended up turning out to be the game-winning field goal, allowing Tampa Bay to win. So that was a very key moment. Godwin wanted to go for that touchdown, and that would have that would have most likely been like the jugular right there. That would have been the final blow to the coffin for Tampa Bay to close out the Buccaneers. But it just got a little more exciting, and then you ended up seeing what happened. The field goals from both kickers. By the way, Greg Zuerlein, Cowboys, in my opinion, they should have won this game only because of the fact of their kicking woes. Yeah, Zuerlein missed 2 field goals and a PAT, an extra point. Unacceptable whatsoever. I understand the 60-yard field goal, why he missed it, but that 35 long field goal, unacceptable. All right. I saw something that Barstool Sports ended up showing how Greg Zuerlein plans on kicking field goals. You ever played Madden before? You know how they show you like the meter? Well, the meter was going this way, and the the field goal post was going that way. So it was pretty funny. Check it out if you see it. Also, Dan Leberzard was another person that ended up retweeting that or posting it himself. I don't know who was the one that originated that post, but that's neither here nor there. But yeah, guys. So Zuerlein ended up missing 2 crucial field goals. And then the PAT. That's a touchdown right there. That's 7 points off the board. The game could have been so totally different. The game, could have been something along the lines of, yeah, you're talking about 36 points in total. That would have been, if you add those 7 points, that would have been 36 instead of 29. Totally different outcome. Would have definitely forced Brady to go for the touchdown instead of the field goal. But with Brady's reputation, you give him, the way that the Dallas Cowboys ended up giving him was like 1 minute and 21 seconds left. That's way too much time, especially even with one timeout for Tom Brady to get towards, into the other side of the field and try to at least give his team the best chance to win. But yeah, guys, I don't know. Did the Cowboys lose this game or did the Buccaneers win it? Honestly, in my opinion, I gotta say it was the Buccaneers that won it, and here's why. Tom Brady, yes, he had 2 interceptions and stuff like that, but who would have thought that the Dallas Cowboys were gonna have a pretty good defense to at least try to contain, for the most part, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers offense. Yes, you're not going to be able to stop Antonio Brown, Chris Godwin. I didn't even mention Rob Gronkowski, who had 8 receptions, 90 receiving yards, and 2 touchdowns. But yeah, I'm not going to I'm not gonna really discredit the Cowboys so much because they did whatever they could. But Tom Brady, right, led by what's it called? I'm sorry, Tom Brady leading the charge with Antonio Brown, Gronkowski, Godwin. All right, yeah, Mike Evans really didn't do much. He only had 3 receptions for 24 yards. But yeah, guys, I mean, it was phenomenal stuff from what we ended up seeing by Tom Brady. Even in his age 44-year-old season, he is still doing some phenomenal stuff, and he was playing like the best player, regardless of what team was on the field. All right, number 12 was leading the way, and once again, number 12 was leading the way to another game-winning drive. And I don't know how many game-winning drives off the top of my head that this guy has, but in my opinion, I think he already has like the record for most game-winning drives in a regular season, let alone possibly postseason. But yeah, guys, Tom Brady, there was talks about them possibly going 17-0. They already got that one. They got 16 left. Next for them, I believe, who are they facing next? I believe it's the Falcons. That should be a game that they get. And then after that, followed by the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers are going to be going towards the Rams, which will be a little more difficult of a matchup. You're getting Matthew Stafford behind center as opposed to Jared Goff. And then obviously week 4 is the one that we all have circled down for October 3rd. Buccaneers are going towards New England, as Tom Brady is going to be facing his former coach, Bill Belichick, and facing his former team for the very first time since he's departed from New England. So those first 4 weeks are pretty crucial in my opinion. But I'm pretty sure Tom Brady and the Buccaneers are probably going to go 4-0, if not 3-1. I don't think they're going to go 17-0, but that's just my personal opinion. Cowboys, they go to LA to face the Chargers. That's going to be a tough game in my opinion. I see Justin Herbert and the Chargers getting a win, sneaking by the Cowboys. And then the Cowboys are going to be facing Philadelphia. So Philly going to Dallas. I see the Cowboys getting that victory, especially with the fact the dysfunction that's going on in Philadelphia. And then the Panthers are coming into town October 3rd to see the Cowboys. See a victory for the Cowboys. The only game that I see is going to be tough is the Chargers, but that's just because of the fact that I expect Justin Herbert to improve from his rookie year. Okay? And the reason why I say that, I mean, he had a phenomenal rookie year, but now he's 1 year into that offense. He already knows what to expect. Okay? He's been familiar with Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, the whole bunch. Yes, he lost Hunter Henry. Okay? But I really want to see what we see from Justin Herbert. I imagine that he's going to improve exponentially. I always butcher that word. But yeah, I see Justin Herbert and just having like a shootout of a game going against the Cowboys and Dak Prescott, because Dak Prescott is with that offense that he has with CeeDee Lamb, with Amari Cooper, with Ezekiel Elliott, who's improving in the pass catching, coming out of the backfield. All right, what's it called? You also had Tony Pollard. I've been hearing that they're gonna try to do more of a rotation, which is great. You can extend the longevity of Ezekiel Elliott from exuberating so much damage throughout a 17-game season. But yeah, that's going to be the only tough matchup for the Cowboys in the first 4 weeks. And then week 5, they face the Giants. Then they face the Patriots, which that'll be another tough matchup. Vikings, Broncos, Falcons, and then the Chiefs. That's the automatic loss in my opinion, because Patrick Mahomes, he's on his revenge tour. But this is not about Patrick Mahomes right now. It's about the Cowboys and Buccaneers. And I predict both squads are going to go 3-1 in their first 4 games. But that's my take. So then, please let me know what you guys think. Did the Cowboys lose the game, or did the Buccaneers win this game? What do you predict for the first quarter of the year? How many games are the Cowboys going to win in the first 4 weeks? How many games are the Buccaneers going to win in the first 4 weeks? And do you think the Cowboys will win the NFC East? And will the Buccaneers go 17-0? Until then, guys, I am Flavo Ariana. Thank you for tuning in to First and Goal. And I'll be catching with you guys more throughout the NFL season. Until then, please hit that like and subscribe button, guys. And I'll see you guys next time. All right. Peace, guys, and have a good one. See ya.